Hello everyone. I will tell you how to become rich. Close the doors. Be fearful when others are greedy. Be greedy when others are fear. One of the quotes by Warren Buffett. Be prepared to invest in down market and to get out in soaring market. As per the philosophy of Warren Buffett. And hello, good evening everyone. I am Pawan from Money Butters in association with Career Dreams Education comparing this event. And as we all know that we are at the end of our workshop of investment, and we all have a good sessions till date. And can anyone of you can introduce yourself and give you a feedback on our investment classes? I want from participants to introduce them yourself and give a small feedback about our investments classes. Or I will call up the name. Hello, Rishil sir.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
How are you, sir?
I'm fine. What you think?
So, a small intro about yourself and give feedback about our investment process.
Sure.
Yes.
Good evening, sir and ma'am. And good evening, friends. I am Rashil Kamal, and I'm currently pursuing MBA Finance from KL University and doing internship in Career Dreams Education and Money Barters as well. So, coming to the workshop on investment, it's a good opportunity for us to learn many things about that. Basically, investment can be seen as a positive side because one can earn money even without working, I think so, because just invest and relax so that we can get money. So we have learned many things like derivatives, various investment avenues like shares, mutual funds, derivatives, whatnot, and debt funds as well. And today even we worked on the IPO, which we came to know about the Glenmark Centers IPO and what is the lot size and what are the share prices and what is the portion of the retail investor and who can invest. So we have learned many things, many more to go like this. That's it from my side. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, and very short and good feedback about our investment classes. And as you all know that it's the end of our 5 days workshop on investment. And at the end of this class, we will provide you feedback form in our chat box, and so that you can fill that form, and we will provide you certificate only when you fill that form. And we will also provide you short notes in our WhatsApp group within 2 days. So, and without any further ado, we can go to our last day of our presentation by Diksha Singh ma'am. And if you have any queries, you can give them in chat box. I will read it out, and we will discuss at the end of the meeting. And Diksha ma'am, we can continue now.
Thank you so much, Pavan sir. So before starting, I want to know how many of you all are excited for today's session. I want voices. Please turn on your mic and please speak. How many of you are excited?
Yes, ma'am, I am
Yes, ma'am.
excited.
Great.
Ye- Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We are
Great.
excited, ma'am.
Great. Thank you so much for your responses. I want everyone, like other participants, to like give the thumbs up in chat box who all are excited. Thank you, Shivatosha sir. So let's start today's session. Okay.
No, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir. So we are at the last day of investment workshop, and today what we are going to learn is how to do the investment, like while you're doing the investment, what all things you actually need to analyze. Okay. So before starting, now that we have learned what is capital market, then what is primary market, second the first one is fundamental analysis, second one is technical analysis, and the third one is sentimental analysis. Now let's see what is fundamental analysis. First of all, tell me how many of you feel that it's very hard to do fundamental analysis, or we can't do the fundamental analysis because this is the job of only the financial people. Just raise your hand or give a thumbs up in the chat box. That how many of you feel that it's very hard to do the fundamental analysis? Okay, Sneha ma'am feels that it's very hard to do the fundamental analysis. Who else? Okay, Chaitanya sir also. Okay, okay. Okay, so rest of the rest that it's uh, do you think
Ma'am, your voice is breaking, ma'am.
it is anyone of you tell me?
Ma'am, Disha ma'am, your voice is breaking, ma'am. You can repeat it again.
Yeah, 1 second, just 1 second. I guess there is some network issue. So yeah, so I was saying, how many of you feel that? Am I audible now clearly? Hello. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So I was saying that if I say that it is as easy, like doing fundamental analysis is as easy as buying a phone or buying a laptop or maybe buying a cloth. So how would you feel? Please write it in chat box. Like if I make it as easy and as simple as buying a mobile phone or maybe like buying any accessory, how would you feel? Guys, you can turn on your mic and speak. It's an interactive session. Am I still not audible?
Ma'am,
Yes,
it's
ma'am,
audible,
audible,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Your voice is unstable, ma'am. You're audible, but your voice is unstable, ma'am. It's been getting cracked in
Oh,
between.
okay.
So that we are unable to understand the question.
Okay, let me type it in the chat box. Okay. Am I audible? Hello.
Yes, ma'am. You're
Yes, ma'am, you are audible, ma'am.
Okay, okay. Yeah. So I said, how would you all feel if I say that doing fundamental analysis is as easy as buying a mobile phone or maybe buying a dress for you? So how would you feel if I make it as easy as it? I want responses either in chat.
It would be happy for us because fundamental analysis is
Or
basic
on
fun and we can invest by going through the fundamental analysis in the long term, so that it would be a benefit for us if it's being simple. So we'll feel good.
Okay, so okay, thank you so much for your response, sir. So, how many of you have a smartphone? I think everyone has a smartphone. So, can anyone tell me when you go to buy a smartphone, what do you like? How do you buy? What all you see in that phone?
Features like battery capacity, camera, and we'll compare it with the previous models and what will and its competitors. So we'll say the RAM,
Okay.
and we'll see the color even,
Okay.
and some even see the weight also.
Okay. That's great. Thank you so much, sir, for your response. So, exactly, whenever we go to buy a phone, what we see is Rishil sir said that we see its features. That is it touch screen, is it dual SIM, multiplayer, or it is does it has Bluetooth or not? Does it what kind of transfer it has, like 3G, 4G, Wi-Fi, and what are the price ranges? Then we'll compare it with the other phones, and we'll see what brand it is, what are the customer reviews. Then some more examples if I go, then we also compare what the operating systems we see. Then what is the how many number of cores are there, is it quad core, octa core. Then screen size, battery capacity, as you said, color we see, then camera resolution. We all see all these things, right? We compare it with other phones and then we buy. So it is the same case with like buying a share. When you go to buy a share, you need to do the same thing. It is as easy as that. So what you need to do is you need to see uh, all the charts of a company. So how will you do that? We'll see in the next slides. So first of all, can anyone please read out what is written on the screen? The first point, please.
Fundamental analysis is a method of measuring a security's intrinsic value by examining related economic and financial factors.
Okay. Second point also, sir.
Fundamental analysts study anything that can affect the security's value, from macroeconomic factors such as the state of the economy and the industry conditions to microeconomic factors like the effectiveness of the company management.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. So basically, what is fundamental analysis is that we examine the values of the companies, like the different factors and ratios. What is the financial positioning of that company, and we basically compare it with other companies, like its peer companies, and we see that whose companies shares are better, who is giving better dividend, and who is giving more EPS. So I will explain all these things in details in the next coming slides. And yeah, so why fundamental analysis is done? It is done for the long-term investment and quality investment. So whenever you want to invest into some mutual funds or into any company's shares for long term, then you definitely do the fundamental analysis. Okay, so let's see what are the tools and what all analysis we need to do. So the basic components for fundamental analysis is first of all company analysis. So in whichever company you want to invest, you need to do that analysis of that company. That is that company good or not? What are the financials of that company? Is that company going into any losses or not? Or like is it into profits? Or are there any mishappenings happening in that company? So all these analysis needs to be done. Then next comes is industry analysis. So is there any industry analysis, as in there is one company and related to that many companies will be there. So it becomes all an industry. Suppose if we go to pharma, if we are talking about pharma industry, so in pharma industry there can be many companies. So if we are taking like Sun Pharma, if we are doing the analysis of Sun Pharma company, so company analysis is done, but we need to see its peers also, like what their peer companies are performing, so that if some other company in that particular industry is doing well, we can invest in that other company. All right. Now comes to the next thing come is economic analysis. So the most important thing, that economy also affects the fluctuations of the share prices, right? You all agree that economy plays an important role. If now if the situation, suppose the situation of this pandemic goes, and like the good times comes, and then will the pharma companies will have the same profits? No, they will be like at the stable stage, right? Like earlier they were. So this is what economic analysis, like if the good times comes, then obviously the other companies will go into more profits if everything goes stable. Now talking about tools for fundamental analysis. So first one is annual report of the company. This you can get it on net. So whichever company is listed in BSE or NSE or any private limited company need to publish their annual reports every year. So we can get the whole and sole information of that company on internet. Next comes is industry related data. So all this information you can get from the internet. From so the best application I would say would for this is money control, because we about any company you can get the whole data, like either talking about fundamental data, or maybe if you want to do the technical analysis, you can do that as well on that app. And talking about industry related data, when you are searching for one company now, when you will go down, you can see the peer companies, you can see the whole industry data in that app. So that's why I prefer money control. Now talking about access to news. So every day you might be seeing the news, or even if you're not seeing, I would recommend to watch news if you want to go into investment, because this plays an important role, because you will be updated about the industry, about particular companies. Like we can see that last time Rishal Kamal said, you said that about the Geo company. So now they might go into more profits. Their share prices might go up. So this is one kind of news. So if you all have access to news, so you will be updated, like which shares you should buy, and which like whose prices are going to go down. All this information you can have access to. Now let's uh, come to the next point, which is, like, I have taken a screenshot from the Money Control app. So while talking about the fundamental analysis, we need to see the three most important things. That is, first one is balance sheet, second one is profit and loss statement, then the third one is cash flows of the company. So we'll see the whole data. I'll show you. Now we can see the company's financial. So this I have taken an example of Tata Power company. uh, can you all see, like here we can see the balance sheet of the company. So it's not the full balance sheet, it's just the half one, but I am going to show you a company's whole data, like the balance sheet and its cash flows. And at the last, I'll actually show you a company's whole fundamental analysis, which I have done. So fundamental analysis, technical analysis, I will show you the whole data. Now what all information I got on money control app, I'll show you. So basically equities and liabilities. Then here what is most important in balance sheet, what all points you need to consider is share capital, then total liabilities, and one second. And yeah, total debt, total net worth, total liabilities, then assets. These are some important points which you need to look out when you are doing the fundamental analysis of any company. So if we can see here that share capital. um First of all, can anyone tell me what is share capital? Any one of you? You can write it in
It's
chat
the
box as
combination
well.
of the equity capital and the preference share capital.
Okay. And how it is like raised?
When the company goes for the issue, that means the
Okay.
company will ask the public to buy shares so that it will give in return a dividend. For equity shares, even it gives a share in the profits as well.
Okay.
So the people who buy the shares are called as shareholders. So that way the company procures the capital from the public to run the business.
Okay, great answer. Thank you so much, Rachel sir. So yeah, as you said, the fund that company raises from selling their shares to the investors, that is what share capital is. So we can see here that in 2017 it was 270, then 2000 like into March 2017 the shared capital was 270, in March 2018 it was 270, like in March 2021 it has increased, it is now 319. So basically what is share capital is it comes into liabilities. Now as you all can see that in the other part here you can see cash flows, then you can see ratios. So we need to see this as well, we need to analyze this as well. Is the company going into profit or is it going into losses? If the company, like the company's expenditure is more than its income, or is it less than its income? Because if the expenses are less and its income is more, that means that company is going into profit. It is as easy as that. We all know this formula, right? Now there are certain ratios which also we need to see. And here like whenever you see the financials now on money control, you can see on the right side you can see balance sheet, profit and loss, the quarterly results of any company, half yearly results, and the same way cash flows, ratios and capital structure. All the information you can get it in one screen, and then you just need to click on that. So let's analyze in the next slides. Here you this these are the data of the same company, Tata Power. So here what we can see, the revenue. When you go into financials you can also see revenue, then other ratios. So talking about revenue, we can see in 2017 the revenue of the company was around 27,587 crores. All the data given here is into crores. Just ROE and EPS. See, these are the ratios. So ratios obviously that won't be into crores. So revenue, and year on year it went on increasing. Like in 2018, now 2019, then 2020 and 2021. So do you all know that the company, its price, like its share price, like in 2 3 years back it was just 30 rupees, and now, no, like 1 year back, not even 2 3 years back, just 1 year back its share price was around 30 rupees, and now it has raised three times, 3 or 4 times more. Now its share price is around 124 rupees. So how did it grow? There must be some reason. So we can see like 2017 its EPS, its EPS was uh, 2.9. Now it has in 2018 it was 8.4 now, 49. Then in the next year 8.08. Then it has gone down to 3.12. What might be the reason? So these all questions raised, right? Now how are we going to do analyze that what was the reason that its EPS gone down? EPS going down is not a good thing, is not a good sign, because EPS as in earning per share. So if you're getting, if once you were getting 2.9 rupees per share, then you got 8.49 per share. Now you're getting 3.12 or 3.17 rupees per share, which so like the company might have gone into some problems, or there must be some problems, that's why its EPS has gone down, right? So I'll also explain what is EPS in detail. Now coming on to ROE. What is ROE? Return on equity. So as we can see that its ROE has been like in the same way, the same pattern. In 2017 it was 6.78, then in 2018 it was 16.16, then in 2019 14.02. then it has gone down in 2020. What might be the reason? As we all know that pandemic has hit all the industries, so that could be the possible reason that its EPS and its ROE has gone down, so that can be considered. Then if we see in 2021, it's still affecting the power sector. So first of all, let me tell you, uh, like I have already given you these analysis, like how to do it. Then coming on to the steps. First of all, there are certain steps. First of all, like if you are going to, what you do when you go to a company, or when you go to buy a cloth, or even if you have to start a business. So what you do when you go to, if you have to start a business, you will see the place where it is. You will see what kind of environment it is. It is good, suitable for your company, or if, just take an example, you want to open a restaurant. So you will obviously see a location where more colleges or more offices are there, so that they can be the prospective clients for you. They can, who can visit your restaurant, right? So you will see at what price you are getting. Is there any other place in the same nearby location which you can get it at less price? So that's what you all do. And the land that you want to take, is it under any problems, or is it stuck in under any legal thing, so that afterwards it will not be problematic for you. So the same things we are going to do with when you go to buy a share. Now, when you go to buy a share, what all things you do? Company sales and profits track record you check. That is the company's sales and other incomes. Is it stable? Is it fluctuating? Or do they have their sales or not? So that's what you do, right? Then you will see the company size. What is the size of the company? How many employees they have? What is their turnover? This is how you check the company size. If the company size is very big, and their share price, like earning per share, or the share price is not that much, that means it has some problem, that the company is not going well. They are not doing well, that's why. Or maybe the it can, it is how we, as I said, that companies that the share prices are undervalued or overvalued. So price of the shares is also important. Then the competition. So whenever you buy a stock, suppose you are going to buy a stock of Asian Paints, you will also see the values of other paints. That is like if Nerolac maybe. So these company shares are doing great, or the other companies shares are doing well. So you can check it in that way, like comparison. As you said, when you go to buy a phone, so which one you will buy, you will compare it with other phones as well. So same we have to do with the stocks as well, that we need to compare it with that other stocks are doing well, or this stocks are doing well. If this stock is doing well, what are the other features we need to focus on? Then company promoters, owners, and past like the past track record of the company, like the history of the company. So whoever is the owner of the company, do they have any past record or history of any illegal activity or anything? So if are they going to get stuck into any illegal activity, so that things also affect the reputation of the company, which which in turn affects the prices of the shares. So that also we need to keep in mind. Or like, well, that is not that much important, the company promoters and owners, but that eventually affects the prices. So whenever you're going to buy the shares, also look into that. Now, cash flow analysis. This is very important, that you do the cash flow analysis of any company. That do they have adequate cash in their company? Do they have that much income? And if there is income, what is the expenditure of that company? Are they going into profits? Are they going into losses? Do they have adequate reserves or surplus amount with them? These all we need to check. Then the next thing is valuation analysis. Do we have any other options other than that company? So this is what like comparing basically. So what we are going to do is we are going to do the quantitative analysis of any particular company. So when you're doing fundamental analysis, there are like certain ratios which you need to keep in mind. Like I already gave you EPS, then PE ratio, there's price to earning ratio. Now let's see first what is earning per share, that is EPS, and how it can be calculated. Basically, EPS is that you have got one share per company. Like what is the price of one share per company? आपने खरीदे हुए एक शेयर पर कंपनी का कितना प्रॉफिट कमा रहे हो? One second. ओके, सो ईपीएस इज बेसिकली आपने खरीदे हुए एक शेयर पर कंपनी कितना प्रॉफिट कमा रही है. ओके, सो ईपीएस इसका फॉर्मूला इज ईपीएस इज इक्वल्स टू प्रॉफिट अपॉन नंबर ऑफ शेयर्स. So we'll understand this with an example. Suppose there is a company ABC and the company's profit is 10 lakh rupees and the number of shares is 20 lakh. Okay, so what will be the EPS according to the formula? Profit upon number of shares. So EPS is equals to 10 lakh upon 10 lakh upon 2 lakh, that is 5 rupees. 5 rupees per share. 5 rupees per share, that is EPS of that company. Okay. Now let's take one more company, that is XYZ company. Now that this XYZ company has a profit of 5 lakh rupees and the number of shares are 50,000. Now what will be the EPS? EPS is equals to profit upon number of shares. So that is equals to 5 lakh upon 50,000, that is equals to 10 rupees per share. Now tell me which company has better EPS, ABC or XYZ? If you all have listened to the examples properly, you will tell me. Hello, someone responds, please. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Okay. See,
Ma'am,
EPS.
they're
Yeah.
answering in the chat box, ma'am. The second one and one more, they are saying XYZ. Both are-
Okay, all right. All right, thank you so much for the response. Exactly, the shares which give more EPS is better. Here we can see that ABC company profit is 10 lakhs and its EPS is 5 EPS is 5 rupees. And in XYZ company, its profit is 5 lakhs and EPS is 10 rupees. So even if like XYZ's profit is less, still its EPS is more. So that's why XYZ company is better in this case, because profit doesn't matter. EPS, like how much you are getting out of that company, or per share, that is important, right? Now coming to the next one, which is PE ratio, that is price to earning ratio. So what we can check through this ratio is if a company is overpriced or is it underpriced. All right. Now, what is the formula for PE ratio, that is price to earning ratio, is price of one share upon EPS. Now, let us take the same example and understand. Here, as we saw that ABC company's price of one share is, let us assume that the price of one share is 100 rupees for ABC as well as XYZ company. Now, saying about price of one share is equals to 100 rupees and its for ABC company, price of one share is 100 rupees and its EPS is 5 rupees. So, as per the formula, price of one share upon EPS, that is 100 rupees upon 5, that comes to 20. PE ratio of ABC company comes to 20. And talking about second company, that is XYZ company. So let us assume that its share, like one share's price is also 100 rupees. So if we take its EPS is equals to 10, and then according to the formula, price of one share upon EPS, that is equals to 100 upon 10. So XYZ company's PE comes to 10. Its PE ratio comes to 10. So now how should we analyze this? So if any company's PE ratio is between 13 to 20, then it is fair valued. Then then the company's shares have the fair value. Okay, it's not undervalued, it's not overvalued. So, and if any company's PE ratio is more than 20, then either the company is overly priced, or the second thing that can be is it is the company is going to perform well in future. That's why maybe the investors are interested to invest in that company. That's why they are getting more EPS. Then what happens when it is undervalued? So if any company's PE ratio is less than 10, then it is undervalued. It is so what happens is either that company is not doing well, either that company is undervalued, or that company is not going to do well in the in the future. That's why investors are not interested in that particular share. That's why it is undervalued. So these can be the reasons that company is either undervalued, or maybe investors are not interested. So till here, everyone understood, or you want me to repeat it again? Any point? If you
No,
are
ma'am, it's
understood, give
clear,
a thumbs
ma'am.
up in the chat box. Okay.
Yes,
So
ma'am, it's
if you
clear, ma'am. You can continue.
okay, thank you so much for the response. So we'll move to the next one, which is technical analysis. Now, talking about technical analysis, can anyone please read out what is written on the screen?
Technical analysis is an analysis methodology for forecasting the direction of the prices through the study of past market data, primarily price and volume. Technical analysts believe past trading activity and price changes of a security can be valuable indicators of the security's future price movements. Technical analysis is generally used for short-term investment goals. Charts and graphs are analyzed to predict the price trend.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. So basically, what is technical analysis is? It is analyzing the past data of any company and then predicting its future, that how that company is going to perform in the future. This is what technical analysis is in like brief. So why technical analysis is used? It is used mostly for short term investment, like intraday trading maybe, or if you want to invest for 2-3 days, you can analyze it on the day to day basis, that how that company is performing on that particular day, or maybe in 2-3 days, and you can see that what has been its performance in the past, and then likewise you can invest your money for that particular day. And if you see any changing of the graphs, or if it has any inclination towards downwards, then you can take off your investment. You can sell off your shares, and you can either get the profits, or maybe you can safeguard yourself from incurring losses. All right. So as we can see its trends, so basically some of the trends, like the charts which you see in the graphs, so either it goes up, it goes down. So trends are either upwards or downwards, and sideways it has to be, because if we are seeing it on the daily basis, then it has to go the sideways. Then there are some patterns we can analyze in the company, that at this particular time it may go up, or if it is going uh, up and up, then it will, then in the next some time also it will go up. So why I don't like this technical analysis is because what it says is, if a company has been doing well in past 3-4 days, it will do well in the next 3-4 days as well. And if it has been not doing well in 3-4 days, then like if
Ma'am,
I
your voice is breaking.
explain it with an example, is going 40.
Ma'am, your voice
Hello,
is breaking, ma'am, in between.
hello.
Yes, ma'am, it's
Is it
clear
clear
now.
now? Okay, all right. So I'll explain you the technical analysis also with an example. So talking about Sachin Tendulkar or maybe Virat Kohli, he's into trend now. So if Virat Kohli has been if he has scored 40 on the yesterday or maybe day before yesterday, and he has scored 30 yesterday, and he has scored 20 today, so he is going to score 10 tomorrow. So is it even logical that if he has scored 30 yesterday and 20 today, so he will score 10 runs tomorrow? No, right? He can score more than that, or he can score even less than that. He may get out on zero. So that is what technical analysis is. Now let's see it with an example. Can you all see the trend? So if you see it on money control, you can see that the data of 1 month, 3 month, 5 month, then 15 month, and so on, even 1 hour, 30 minutes, and from downwards you can see 5 year data, 1 year data, 6 month data, and so on, 1 day, 5 day, 1 month. So here is the data of like one year, I guess. No, 1 year, no, 6 months. So can you see the trends? Here it has been going down in the month of February. From here to here it has gone down. Then, and in the downwards, can you all see that color red and green? That shows the volume of the shares. So we can see that it has been going down, 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 and so what you should do is when it goes down, and it's not even red, it's not showing red color. Like if you use candlestick chart, it will be like more visible that is it going into profits or losses. So if you see that it is going down, then there might be two options: either the company is going into losses, or it if it is going to go up, then it might be the right time to buy the shares, because if it goes up, then we are going to get into profits, right? So like if at this point, if someone would have invested in this company, so after some days, like even after some days, here he might have got the profits, right? And if he would have holded on that shares, then he might have got profit of around, if like he might have bought that shares at rupees 28 maybe, and he would have got the price of 90 rupees if he would have sold in 2021, maybe in January. So that much profit, like profit per share would be like 60 rupees. That much he would have got. So same is explained here as well, that the both the data is of the company of Tata Power. That is what about technical analysis is. There is and here you can see the indicators. So there are around more than 30 indicators which is shown here, in which you can see like whichever you feel comfortable with and which you understand better, you can use those indicators to show the data or to understand the data. Here this one is the candlestick this one is the candlestick chart, and this one is area. So what I have shown here is the area and volume chart, so that we can understand how much volume we are getting and how much uh, like volume of the shares are. Now talking about sentimental analysis, uh, this is the third tool for analyzing any particular share. So explaining it in very simple language, um, sentimental analysis is something playing with the brains of people. Like if you all have seen that web series 1992 scam. So what he used to do in that, Harshad Mehta, he used to spread a rumor that this particular company is going to do well in future. So what the investors they used to do that. They used to believe that, yeah, if Harshad Mehta is saying that that news might be even that might be true. So what they used to do, they, if that company is going to do well, they used to buy the shares of that company, right? So they used to buy in lot, and then the share prices used to automatically increase. So people started believing that, yeah, this person, whatever this person is saying, this is true. And they used to believe on him, and then they used to either buy the shares, or they used to sell off the shares. So that is what sentimental analysis is playing with the sentiments of people, either to like sell the shares, or maybe to increase, either to increase the share prices or to decrease the share prices. So the two terms that you might have heard in the before sessions, that bullish and bearish, that is what it is. So either the market can be bullish for any particular share, or it might be bearish. So when it is bullish, you all have already learned what is bullish and bearish. So can anyone please tell me what is bullish market and what is bearish market?
Ma'am, you can call up your name. Hello, ma'am. Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
Ma'am, I think maybe signal issues or Diksha, ma'am.
Yes, yes. So anyone would like to answer what Diksha ma'am have asked?
Yes, ma'am. Bullish market is a market where the investors try to sell their shares and all. And the bearish market is where the persons buy them in future, or yeah, buy in a low
Okay.
reduced price.
Hello.
Uh, y- yes, Shikha ma'am, you were saying something.
Actually, you are not audible.
Okay. Uh,
Your voice is somewhere disturbed. I think some network issues are there from your side. You can
uh,
continue, ma'am.
okay. Okay. Is it audible now, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible now.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So can anyone please read out what is written on the screen? Alexa, ma'am.
Ma'am, sentiment analysis.
Okay. Thank you. Sneha, ma'am. Continue,
Yes.
please.
Sentiment analysis is basically the process of analyzing the sentiments of people through various platforms like social media and similar websites, where people can freely express their feelings and opinions about anything they think. The sentiment analysis uses natural language processing (NLP) to divide the language units into three categories: negative, positive, and neutral.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am. So, what is this NLP language? Now, we all know that, as I gave the example of Harshad Mehta, that he used to manipulate the market. So what is the three categories tell us that either it is negative, it is positive, and it is neutral. So when it is neutral, the people should hold on to any particular shares, and if it is positive, then you should buy that shares, and if it is negative, then you should sell off that shares. So this is what the meaning of NLP is. And yeah, so I have already told you that what is technical analysis, then what is fundamental analysis, and what is sentimental analysis. So now we will see it practically, as I already told you that I will share a company's data, and that the analysis that I have done. So let me share it with you. Okay, so you all might have heard about the Yes Bank debacle, right? So, what happened in that company? That company went into losses. Why? Because they used to give loans to the company, to the like companies, corporate companies, and the companies were unable to repay back that loan, and they showed that the company has went into that company has either bailed out, or maybe the company has bankrupted, so they were not able to repay back the loan. So due to that, the Yes Bank has incurred too much losses, and now they are like getting out of losses because of the help of SBI Bank. So we'll see there its analysis. So let's see the balance sheet. As I told you that what is most important is total share capital. As you can see, from 2017 to 2021, it's into crores. So in 2017 it was 456. Now it has increased up to 5010. So they have sold off their shares, and for raising funds for the company. Okay, now talking about total reserves and surplus. So in 2017, it was around 20, 21,583 crores, and now it is somewhat around 28 crores. Then total shareholders fund, we can see. Now, deposits and borrowings and other liabilities. So how much deposits are there? 1,62,000 and 62,845 is current deposits, and borrowings 63,949. What was earlier? So 38,606. So total capital and liabilities, what we can see here is 2,73,593. This is the total liability currently. Now coming on to assets, obviously assets will be same, because in balance sheet assets are equal to liabilities, so it will be the same thing. So as we can see here, it is the same, 2,73,593. Now coming to next, the this is done balance sheet analysis. So we can see all the prices here, and we can analyze that what was its prices 2-3 years back, and what is its prices now. And coming on to the analysis part, so I have done the analysis of each and everything. So we can see the chart of like total share capital, then total capital and liabilities. So these are the liabilities which has grown from 2017, and now it is around 2,73,593, which is not actually a good sign that this much liabilities the company is having, which is an indicator that company is might come that interest on balance of RBI and other interbank funds, and other. Then these are discounts and advances on bills. Then uh, we need to analyze profit and loss account. Then if we have this much, if we have earned this much income, then expenditure. What is the expenditure? Obviously, if expenditure is more than what has been earned, then obviously the company is into losses. That is why we should analyze the profit and loss statement. We can see everything here: the total expenditure, the net profit and loss, then consolidated profit and loss after MI and associates. So we can get all the data, and we can calculate that is this company worth investing. Now, yeah. So here appropriations, we can see what is the equity share dividend, then what are other tax on dividend, balance carried over to balance sheets, and that if we see the balance, then what will be in the next year, how much they are going to get, then earning per share, how much you can get per share. So sorry, how much company is getting per share. So here we can see now it is going into losses, so -2 and -56 from the last 2 years, and Let's see its analysis part actually. So if we see the profit and loss statement, total income, it has been going into like in 2017 it was around 20,642, and now it is like in 2020 its income was more, but expenditure was also more than that, so it was going into losses in 2020. Now it has recovered from it. Its income is although its income is not that much compared to 2020, but its losses are also not that much, so it has in like revived from the losses. Let me show you. See total expenditure. So if expenditure is also more, so like it here you can see it is much more than what they have earned, and here also it is also much more than what they have earned. So obviously they are into losses. This means that it is a not good it is not a good indicator for the company. So here we can see the consolidated that what they have earned or what they have faced the losses. So here we can see, as I told you, that the net profit or loss for the year in 2000, although it was less than the current situation, but they were into profits of like 3,339 crores. Now they have like more income, but they are into losses of minus 16,432 crores. But in 2021, they have recovered from the losses, and the current losses are around 3,488 crores. Now, talking about EPS, so it has also gone down from here to here. As you all can see, the inclination of the chart. It is in the, like I have made it in the opposite direction. It is usually from left to right. I have made it right to left, so don't go by that way. Okay, the next one is cash flow statements. Why cash flow statements? Is the company doing well? Is the company is having adequate cash flows in their company itself? Do they need to raise funds from the market? So we all need to keep an eye on that as well. Whatever shares we are going to buy, so we need to keep an eye also. And even if you have got some shares, you have a portfolio, still you need to keep an eye on these things still, because that will help you in decision making, that do you need to sell off those shares, or you need to hold on those shares. Do you can you get profits in future from those shares, or should you buy some shares? So you need to keep checking all the activities of companies. That's why it is said that company analysis is very important. So yeah, these are basic data. Now technical analysis, as you can see that technical chart here, it's its activity can be seen, that the green one shows the profit, and the red one shows that this company is going like facing some losses. That's why the share prices are going down. The red one shows that the downward trend, and the green one shows the upward trend. Okay, we can see that its prices has been very much fluctuating. It has gone down, then up, then down. So what does that means is, if the prices of the company is fluctuating very much, then it is high risky shares, and you should not invest into those shares which are high risk. All right, so any doubts till now?
Guys, if you have any kinds of doubts, you can ask now.
I hope you all have understood what is technical analysis and what is fundamental analysis. And sentimental analysis is basically you should rely on the news, that like basically relying on either news or maybe into some rumors, like that someone has spread into market. Like most of the people follow Rakesh Jhunjhunwala in India, right? And many people follow Warren Buffett as well. That whatever in companies they are investing into, we should also invest into the same company, because he might, if he's getting profits, then we might also get profits. That is what manipulation of market is, right? So if you all have any doubt, you can ask me right now, or else you can also ask in the group as well. I'll surely answer all your doubts.
Ma'am, they are
Are there
responded
any?
in chat box. They have no doubts.
Okay. Natural language processing is a subfield of linguistic semantic issue and between computer and human input. How to program computers to process and analyze large amount of language. Okay, thank you so much for the information, Akhil sir. After collaboration of SBI loss has been recovered. Exactly. So that's what I was saying that after collaboration with the SBI company, the losses has been recovered, but still they are under losses because they haven't recovered fully, and they are still into the recovering process from their losses because it was a huge loss. So they haven't recovered. If you see the share prices, it's still 13 rupees for now, which was at a time. There was a time its share prices were about like 380 rupees, 380 or 385 rupees were there, and now it has come down to 13 rupees. So obviously they haven't recovered it very well, and still its prices are going. Either it may go down because it is the market is quite bearish about it. Okay, any more doubts? Have you all understood what is technical analysis and what is fundamental analysis? If yes, then give a thumbs up in the chat box. Okay, thank you so much for the responses. Okay, thank you so much. Now, I would like to hand over the mic to Shikha ma'am. She will give you an assignment for today. So, over to you, Shikha ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much, Diksha ma'am. It was a very great explanation. And I think we have completed our investment workshop with a great, I think with all the, in the depth explanation what is required. I hope so. So, Pawan sir will share the feedback form in the chat box.
Yes,
Uh,
ma'am. I am sharing, ma'am. Now.
Okay, thank you. So please fill that particular feedback form so that you all can get the certificate. This form is compulsory to fill in order to get the certificate, and you will get the certificate within 2 to 3 days. Okay, and of course, I will share the notes with you all in the group itself. Okay. Other than that, I gave you the assignment for today on IPO. Have you all understood what exactly the assignment was, what I was asking, and even I have sent certain screenshots. Anyone can answer? Akhil, you have sent something in the group, right?
Yes, ma'am. Akhil sir, are you there?
Akhil, sir.
Ma'am, I think Akhil is left.
Okay, Akhil has left. Okay. Then, Rishal, sir, you have submitted.
Yes, sir. I have. Yes, ma'am. I have submitted.
Yes, yes. So, what have you understood with that? What was the requirement? Why I asked, and even I've shared the screenshot for the better understanding.
So the task is that it's about the IPO. So what will be the details about the IPO and what will be the lot size and details about the Glenmark Science IPO. So I have understood that it will be a great if we invest in that, because in IPO we can get the more returns. And coming to this Glenmark Life Science, so it has started yesterday. So we know that IPO will be up to 3 days. That's 27, 28, and 29. So, and the minimum order quantity is also less, which is 20 shares only. So the face value is 2 rupees per share, and the IPO is up to 695 to 720. So I think we can invest in this so that we can get, and the allotment will be done on the August 3rd. So the minimum price we have to purchase is at 20 shares. That is one lot is 14,400. So the post issue chances for the holding is up to 80%. So I think, in my point of view, we can invest in this. That's it from me.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else wanted to say something about this IPO? Yesterday it was launched, and I think its date is till tomorrow. Yeah, till tomorrow y'all can uh, start investing in it. Okay, now let me explain what exactly this IPO is all about. See, first of all, the basic idea of Glenmark is a subsidiary of Glenmark Pharmaceutical. Glenmark Life Science. Basically, it is a lab. Okay, and if we see the comparison of peer companies, it is not going that much good. But first time it has come up with the IPO. Now, first of all, I would like to see what is the reason of the IPO. If I can see what is the main reason is the reason for getting this IPO is so that they can get some money from the investor. Why they require some money? The reason is they have taken some 800 crores of loan. So they have to repay for, that particular loan. So for that, for repaying that particular loan, what they did like they come up with the idea, let's go with the IPO so that they can get the money from the investors. Investors can pay them and then they can repay their loan. Okay. Because see, there are many parent companies. What they do, they don't directly take a loan. There are many subsidiaries they have. So from the subsidiaries, they take the loan, and because of that loan, in order to repay that loan, they can go with the IPOs because in every stock exchange, if uh, Glenmark wanted to enlist the company on SEBI for IPO, or sorry, for getting listed in the on the stock exchange. He have to give the reason. The reason was need to repay 800 CR, and other than that, of course, it will, as the loan will be repaid, it may grow more, right? Then, as other issues concerns, basically, whenever you have to invest in IPO, it will be minimum 15,000. Here is also it's an approximate 15,000 what you have to invest. So if you have 15,000 rupees minimum in the pocket, then only you can invest in the IPO. Otherwise, you can't think of investing. Otherwise, you can go with the secondary market. For example, like Kalyan Jewelers is already listed in the market. You can that has come to the secondary market. Now you can invest in that. Zomato has also been listed, I think, last week or something. Now it has come to the secondary market. IPO is already there. Now it has listed in the market. It has come at a secondary market. You can go with Zomato also. You can invest in that shares. Otherwise, whatever the company is already listed. But if you have 15,000 right now in hand, if you don't have 15,000, then you can choose other options which are already there, already exist in the stock exchange, whatever the companies have been enlisted. But if you have 15,000, you would like to go with IPO, then only you can go with the IPO. Okay, you should have 15,000 minimum. Then it comes to the yes, what is the price band is nothing but the prices of this shares, rupees 695 to 720 per equity share over here, right? Then it comes the I've asked you all whether the company was unsubscribed, oversubscribed, or just subscribed. Now, what comes here? Sometimes, like Kalyan Jewelers was already a loss-making company. Now, when the company first time lists its company on the stock exchange, it does not have technical analysis, right? You have to consider their fundamental analysis. What is the profit of the company? Is the company is profit making, right? And if the company is actually profit making, then only can go. Like I've also shared the screenshot, like year on year, the profit making value. And since it's a COVID situation since from last 2 years, I can say. So of course, the pharmaceutical company has been boom. So we can think of investing in this other than any other companies. We can think of yes investing in this particular company, correct? So, looking at the fundamental analysis, we can think of, but Kalyan Jewellers was one, like it was being unsubscribed. Unsubscribed means many of them other institutional big investors. There are certain big investors who invest in the company. If they think that yes, company can do good, if I invest my money in that company, I feel like yes, it can help me to earn the profit. I will invest in that. But if I think like the company is already not a good profit making, cannot give me return, why I will do with that? So if the big companies does not have faith in you, even the other retail investor, the individual investor like us, will not have faith to subscribe in it. So Kalyan Jewelers, nobody has a faith. That is why it was unsubscribed, means no one has been invested money. Subscribe means whatever they have sent for the subscription, it is been balanced. Oversubscribed, what happened in oversubscription? When you go for investing, suppose actually I've tried for, I think it was a barbecue nation, where I tried to subscribe for that particular IPO, but I did not got that particular shares of the IPO. Then what I did, like I was just waiting for the result. It was an oversubscription, and then it came to the lottery system means randomly. Just for an example, here the price band is 695 or 720. So it depending upon the bid price, the person they have like investors, they have purchased one share for 695 or 720. If maximum of them has bought on at 695 or even at 670 rupees, sorry, even at, I can say, 700 rupees, okay, then that will be the price of the share 700, and I will get subscription if my name is being selected. A lottery system, it is like randomly, if the name is being, my name is being selected, then I will get the shares at rupees 700, or it could be 695, whatever the highest bid price is. Means the total number of shares, like for example we are 28. If we all 20 has invested in IPO in at rupees 695, then that will become the price of that particular IPO. And out of 28, if 29 wanted to subscribe, it will be oversubscription. Then there will be like a lottery system, like that 28th one will randomly may get selected or may not get selected. At what price? At 695 price. Okay, so that comes to the lottery system, lot size, fundamental analysis, and institutional investor. So I've covered all these factors, and rest, like at last, uh, I've added like any other point that can be added. Actually, the thing is, I want the returns. What you all think you should invest in this particular company or not? What will be your call? Looking at all this analysis, and I've also shared the screenshots to y'all. Like as per this analysis, what y'all think? Anyone can say? I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, ma'am. Your screen is visible, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Yeah. What was the fresh issue of 1060 CR the total? The company pursuing means purchase agreement of 100 CR, 800 CR. You can see here it is given. What fresh issue is 1060. The reason is they have to get the loan that have taken of 800 CR that they need to pay off. Offer for sale they have given for the domestic mutual fund, insurance company, then alternate investment funds, FPI. So yes. So 454 CR is being raised from this four particular units. Rest is for the investors. And key name, here it is given. HSBC Global Investment Fund, Government Pension Fund Global. Okay, these are the certain key investors who have been invested. Then comes to the valuation. You can see the total revenue. It has increased from 2019, 886, 2020, 1,537, 2021, 1,886. and CAGR is 15.8%. So it's been continuously increasing. Debt to equity, you can see it's zero. There's no debt here it's showing. And yes, this is the basic idea. Yeah, lot size 20 shares in one lot. So in multiples of around up to 13 lots. Okay. So what do you all think? Yeah, ideal one should invest or should not? Yeah. Anyone can just answer like just one. My one question is there. One should go for the investment in Landmark or should not go with the investment of Landmark Life Science. At least type in the chat box yes or no. Or nothing understood. You are not understood anything. Any random answers?
No one is responding me. Like Parbinder sir
Okay.
is saying we should go for it.
Okay, then that's very good. We should go for the investment in this Landmark Life Sciences.
Yes, ma'am. Even I feel that we should go for it because if there are no debts, and if the if other financial key positions are good, then we can go for it.
Okay, fine, that's good. Jitani, so you can stop recording now.